Hi Connie,
Hi, Ken.
how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
So you recently made an amazing trip to Indonesia to do a soul drama there. I wanted to talk to you about that. How did all this soul drama stuff get started with working in Indonesia?
I was invited to be the keynote speaker for the Indonesian Association of Pastoral Counselors last November, and I gave a 3-day workshop in Salatiga, Java, and I also gave one in the Salatiga Christian University in Java.
Wonderful.
And they loved the work, so they invited me to come back to Bali, Java, and Ambon.
Do all the places you visit in that area of the country speak the same language, or are there different languages involved as well?
They have one main Indonesian language, but there's 17,000 islands, at least in Indonesia, and each island has their own dialect. So, needless to say, I needed a translator.
Let's talk a little bit about the way that you were able to connect these large groups, because one of the first things I've noticed in group is you have to get the group all comfortable and trusting each other, but you do that with hundreds of people. How do you do that?
Well, I do it with action methods and different ways to connect different people.
So that when you went there, you found out that they were not really into touch with each other, and how did you overcome something like that?
In the island of Java, they were just not used to touching each other, and I told them to put their hands in the middle, and do they use the term keep in touch? They said yes, and I said, well, put your hands in the middle now and touch, because this is what it means, keep in touch. And it doesn't mean that they don't want to touch, they're just hungry to touch and to be connected and to be loved like we all are.
And when you did that, that was enough to overcome all that culture. That's kind of amazing in itself.
Well, it takes time. Like our trainings would be 3 days. And so the first thing we do is warm up to the group, to each other, and to the group leaders. And the groups would vary from 200 to 100 to 50 different people. So they would vary at different times. And if we're going to teach about connection, the first thing we need to do is get the group connected, and not just write about how to get connected.
Because that would be in the head, wouldn't it?
That would be in the head, and we want to connect the head and the heart.
Yeah.
And Souldrama aligns the ego and the soul. Indonesia has one of the highest uses of cell phones. And even though they were pastors, it didn't matter. They would not put their cell phones away. By the 3rd day, these cell phones were driving myself and the trainers crazy. I said, does everybody have their cell phone? And they said, oh yes, we have our cell phone. And I said, put your phone number in a box in the middle of the room. Write down your phone number. And the translator took out one phone number. And then I had everybody shuffle them up, and then everybody chose a number. And I said, I want you to call the number that you just got. And when you find that person, I want you to put your hand on that person's shoulder. Now, of course, somebody was not going to get a call. And we knew this ahead of time. So everybody found each other. They put their hand on the shoulders. And the one man said, I didn't get a call. And he was the man who chose to play Judas the first day. And I said, well, yes, you do. I said, God's calling. Would you like to talk to him now in a drama?
Usual group sizes are anywhere from 10 to 20 people, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you've got 10 times that number. I mean, was it overwhelming for you?
I just trust the process, and it wasn't overwhelming because I had done it in November. So this time was the second time, and it was a lot easier. But it works with 20 people, it works with 200 people. And I just trust the process, that there's something within the group creating connection that's bigger than I am.
That's it, isn't it? Well, you must have been very pleased to see that. I noticed in the footage that I looked at, I could see the transformation from people that were all sort of standing apart from each other with their hands behind their backs.
And we're lucky we got them to stand, because they're used to people lecturing for 3 days and taking notes and sitting down. But I think they sit for 5 minutes at most when they come in, and then they get up and get to know each other.
I gotta say I'm exactly the same. I'm used to sort of standing around, and now here you are looking deep into someone's eyes. I mean, how do they feel about eye contact?
They're okay with eye contact.
Uh-huh.
They're okay, and they're okay with singing.
I would say here in America, that's probably our thing, is eye contact. Is
Eye contact
not
is
normal, you know.
But even in America, I'll teach or I'll present Souldrama to graduate level courses in community development, and people are together all year, and they don't even know each other in the classroom.
Yes.
And we're teaching about community counseling and development, and that strikes me as strange. The issues are the same no matter where we go.
That's, I think that's probably one of the more remarkable things in watching what you're doing, this amazing work of going around the world now with these techniques of yours, is the fact that we are the same. And it does sort of reinforce the whole notion of the soul, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that we're one.
Back to Bali, what did you think of the place you were staying? Where were you staying?
We were staying on a hill, and I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it was the Hill of Prayer. And on this hill were 5 different churches from different sects. Presbyterian, a Buddhist temple, a Muslim temple, a Jewish temple, and a Hindu temple. And they were on the Hill of Prayer in Bali. We were in the Presbyterian church doing a workshop at that church. Bali is very, very beautiful. It's the island of the gods. It's wonderful to see the spirit or the soul work among 200 people or 100 people. The Indonesian people love to sing. Each island has a special song. And their movement is more with song and dance. So when I can get the pastors to get up and sing, or sing a song from their island, then they move. It's music of the soul.
Yeah.
And in Bali, and dance. In Bali, we were welcomed with the Balinese dancers. And they were just beautiful to welcome myself and my team of soul dramatists that were helping me train. And they train from a very, very early age to be able to make all the movements and focus their eyes one way and their body the other. So are welcome at Salatiga Christian University in Java, and the students perform their depiction of Souldrama. And they had read the article about Souldrama, and some of them had read the book now that's been translated into Indonesian, and they wanted to honor our welcome by doing their own rendition of what they thought Souldrama was.
How do you think they did?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And when all the doors are all integrated, this woman came out of the plastic and became this beautiful butterfly. That was the transformation. When the ego and soul were aligned, then she could transform.
Well, you must be exhausted, though, going on all these trips. I mean, where have you been this year, just in the last 12 months?
I've been around the world.
Let's start
really.
let's start.
I've been in Indonesia twice, in November and then this July. I've been in Italy and in Greece and Hawaii, and I just can't even... India.
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 Yes.
So when I look at that, that's really around the world.
Have you always loved to travel? I mean, what is driving this international approach of yours? I mean, is it love of travel, or is it really wanting to create? Are you trying to create a new kind of global culture?
I'm invited there.
Yeah.
And I figured I'll go where God wants me to go.